What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Forever Stranded Lost Souls. Oh yeah, guys, so last episode, we finally decided to get some power going here. We set up 6 Magmatic Dynamos. We set up 2 of these crucibles with the uranium blocks from IC2 under them, and we were trying to figure out if we were making enough lava in order to keep these going all the time and get a little bit of a buffer going, or if we just weren't making enough lava at all. So I waited around for a while, and as it turns out, we were slowly gaining lava. It was hard to tell at first because each one of these pipes, you can see there's a tank on it. Each one of these pipes has a little bit of an internal inventory, and I don't know what it's doing. It's like bouncing back and forth. But anyway, after all of these things got full enough, it backed up enough where our drum over here was starting to get some extra lava. So I was like, cool. Next step was to be upgrading our Magmatic Dynamos to the hardened version. So I made 6 hardened upgrade kits, these things. These you just make, you get the kit, and you just right click it on one of the thermal expansion machines and it upgrades it to the next level. Now what that does is that upgrades this thing, so each one of these will do 45 RF per tick. It does use more fuel, but we get more power per block, so we don't have to have as many of these dynamos around, which is good. So that also gives us an upgrade slot over here on the augmentation tab. And at first I was seeing how these things would work when we upgraded these, if they'd be using too much lava, or if we're still good and they were using more lava than what we were generating. So I made a bunch of the fuel catalyzers here. This increases, actually, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. No. I did these. It increases the efficiency, so the fuel that it's using burns longer. I was thinking I added in the power upgrade ones, but I didn't. This is the one that extends the amount of time per fuel usage, so we get more fuel. I guess the fuel burns longer, and that was allowing us to gain a little bit. I think it was still using slightly. Anyway, so I doubled up the amount of crucibles we have here, and now we have 4 crucibles, 4 uranium blocks. They're all producing lava, and yeah, it's all going into our drum here. But as you can see here, we're up to 77 buckets. We're gaining lava, but not like really fast, but we are gaining it. Yeah. So I think the next step would be we would want to upgrade these to the reinforced level. That'll probably make it use more lava than what we're generating, so we'd have to add more of those. But also, I was looking at the thermal augments here, and I couldn't find it last episode, but I think it's this one, Magmatic Dynamo Specialization. Greatly increases power generation and efficiency of the dynamo, but it does say that coolant is required for operation. So if we were to use this thing, it would make these things produce a lot more power, but we would have to cool them, which means we need water or IC2 coolant or Cryo Theum. I think if we right click on one of these here, yeah, it shows us all the different coolants here. So yeah, Jelly Cryo Theum I think is the best. That gives us a 60%. I'm not sure how this 60% or this number here correlates to anything. I assume that's coolant usage, or maybe that's a power increase. I honestly don't know, but this is going down a lot slower than everything else. Distilled water here gives us a 25%. I'm not really sure how to make distilled water IC2. Regular water gives us a 20%. And then finally, we have on this last tab IC2 coolant, which is water plus lapis. So unless we get like bees going and we're always making lapis or something, it's probably not a thing we're going to want to do. And then we also have crushed ice, which is another forestry thing that would be coming from bees as well, and that's a 40%. So I don't know if we're going to be getting into bees at all in this playthrough. Water would be the thing that we'd want to do, and I don't know if using water in these dynamos is going to be efficient at all. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth making that upgrade. We did see, though, that we have pretty much infinite water over here using our pitcher plant and a couple mechanical users, which are always filling up water buckets and trying to fill this drum up. So we could set it up, and we do have infinite water. I was also looking if thermal expansion, we could do the aqueous accumulator, but I'm not seeing an aqueous accumulator anymore. I don't know if that was removed from thermal expansion or removed in this mod pack, but either way, that item doesn't exist. And that would be another way to generate water from a block, but yeah, I'm not seeing it. So that is one way that we have to generate infinite water if we want to make these upgrades. But if we want to make those upgrades, again, thermal, augment, and then this guy, yeah, so we need Invart Plates, Signalum gears, redstone conductance coil, so that's the electrum coil thing, and then we need Cryo Theum. Now, Cryo Theum is a thing we haven't had to make yet that uses niter, and we have a lot of this stuff. We've been getting that from mining. Snowballs we can get from snowy areas. Redstone we have a lot of, and then blizz powder, right? We don't have any blizzes around here, but we can do a fluid transposer recipe where we do destabilize redstone onto a snowball, makes blizz powder. So that is a way that we can get it. I don't know. Is that a thing that we want to try? Do we want to try setting up and making those dynamos a little bit more efficient? I kind of feel like that is something we want to do. So Signalum is alloy we haven't had to make yet. So let's take a look here. Alloying. So we need destabilized redstone again, silver, and copper. I think that's a thing that we can do. Now, I do know that we've gotten some Signalum from previous quests. Let's go take a look at how much we've gotten. I think we got maybe around 12 ingots. I can't remember. I know we have some in here. Yeah, 12 ingots of the stuff. So we would have to make a little bit more. How much? Is it 1 gear per? So yeah, we would have to make 12 more ingots, I guess, in order to make the 24 that we need for our 6 augments. Invert Plates is another thing that we need to do. We can cast that out through the casting table here, but we need to get ourselves a plate cast. I don't know. Is there a way that we can make a plate cast, or do we have to use some kind of an ingot? Or do we already have a plate cast? The last time I went to go make a cast, it turned out we already had one, and I didn't remember making it. No, it doesn't look like we have one over here. I guess we can make one real quick and then do it through the smeltery. That might be the easiest way. So what's an ingot that we don't care about? I guess we have a lot of copper. So we can do copper plus our engineer's hammer. Go and turn that into a plate and put the hammer back. Do we have aluminum brass? We do. That is perfect. Okay, so now all we have to do is put the copper plate in here, put the aluminum brass in there, and then pour that onto this, which should turn that into a cast and go down in here. Perfect. Okay, so now we can make plates. All right, so what else? We needed Invar. I did melt down some Invar. I made Invar and bronze. We needed those for the hardened upgrades that I did. Now, again, going back to this thing, we need to get ourselves 12 Invar plates. All right, so we'll grab some of our Invar here. There's 18. There we go. So there's 12. We'll melt all of that down. Okay. Then we'll pour it out here. So that should make our Invar plates that we need. Awesome. There's also a machine from Thermal Expansion. I believe it's called a compactor that can use RF to make plates. But at this point in time, I think we're going to just do it this way. It just seems easier and faster for me. Okay, so now that we have these things done, the next step would be to look at this Cryo Theum. So we need to go get ourselves some snowballs. And you know what we should do? Let's go take a look at our quarry. It is daytime, so the monsters should all have despawned. Our quarry should be going a little bit faster now that we're making 45 RF per dynamo. That's like we've added in twice as, or I'm sorry, about 50% more, like 3 more dynamos to the system. Previously, they're making 30 RF per tick each. Now it's 45, so it's like we have a little bit extra. That sheep looks weird. It's in tall grass. I thought it was like a different type of sheep or something. Okay, so over here, what do we got? We have a lot of stuff. I have come over here and I've removed some extra blocks. Like we've been getting a lot of marble and this basalt. So I've been throwing that on the ground and picking it up with my dink knoll. There's also a few other blocks from, where is it? From Primal Core, like this ferro calcite stuff. I was thinking this might turn into iron, but it doesn't look like this does anything. So it's just another random block that we don't need. We've been getting a whole lot of that stuff. I saw that we got some ardite, which is interesting. I didn't know that spawned in the overworld. Lime glowstone dust. I'm not sure what that is. Getting a lot of the ender dust, a lot of redstone, and a lot of coal, which is great. almost 5 stacks, a little over 4.5 stacks of iron ore, which is fantastic. That's one of those things that we've been needing a lot of. Lots of coal. Okay, we ended up getting 3 diamonds, it looks like, and some more uranium, so we can turn this into more uranium blocks and spam more crucibles for more lava, which is going to be awesome, because I'm pretty sure we're going to have to do that. Also, I saw that we were getting this corallium gems. This stuff spawns in the ocean biomes and I think swamp biomes. That's going to be useful for abyssal craft. We're going to need this, a lot of it, a little bit later on, I'm pretty sure. All right, so our quarry's looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and start getting some things made over here. Oh, right, that's why I wanted to come over here. We're getting the destabilized catharate stuff. The uses for that, we can melt that down and that turns into 2.5 redstone, so we can use that again in the magma crucible as well if we want to do that. We can use that for combining with our snowball, so I think I'll take all but one just to keep that spot available. I will head over into a snowy area. I'm sure we got plenty around. I know we had some down by the astral sorcery area, which might be where we're gonna go. I'll just warp over here, mine some of the snow up, and then we might look at making a snowman or something so we have infinite snow nearby. But anyway, I'm going to get on that, and we'll be right back, guys. Well, that took a lot longer than I was expecting it to. Trying to figure out the ratios for things like signalum is a real pain. So if you go to casting, click on this, and we look at the alloying, it gives you a bunch of different amounts. Trying to figure out the correct amount to make whatever one ingot is not very easy to do. So pretty much it boils down to 3 copper, 1 silver, and then 10 redstone make 4 ingots. It would be nice if these kinds of screens here actually broke it down in such a way, instead of just telling you like the fluid amounts. It's really hard to try and figure that out. But anyway, I got it sorted. We made enough for the signalum gears. This redstone stuff is really nice. 4 of those is 1 full bucket, or 1,000 millibuckets, and they melt really, really quickly. So yeah, and then the signalum alloys really quickly in the smeltery as well, unlike some other materials that takes quite a lot of time. But anyway, we have enough stuff here where we should be able to make 6 of these Isentropic Reservoirs, I guess is how you pronounce that. All right, so let's make, well, actually, I guess I have enough for 5. What am I missing here? Apparently I didn't make enough redstone conductance coils for some reason. Okay, well, let's make 1 more of those, and then 2 more redstone. Thought I had made everything. I guess I miscounted on that particular item. There we go. There's 6 of these things. Okay, so now the next step is, well, I probably should have only made 1, but I feel like we're going to be upgrading to these eventually no matter what. So it's not that big of a deal. Now, I want to try and swap out our fuel catalyzer with one of these, but it will make it require water, right? So I think we can just probably put a bucket of water in there and see what the difference is. So this is now doing 180 RF per take. Oh boy, that is a huge upgrade. Huge. That is really, really crazy. I didn't think it was going to be making that much. Okay, well, this is definitely worth it. We can see that it is using water, but not like extremely fast, but it's using it fast enough. So probably what we're gonna want to do is set up our infinite water supply that we have over wherever it is. I guess it would be in this room over here. We need to set that up so we can either put the whole thing over by those dynamos, or have like some kind of a pipe going under and then over to feed into them. That might be what we end up doing. Putting in water into like the bottom of them or something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I want to do. Okay, well, now that we know that that is such a great upgrade, the next step is to get all the water over here, get them all combined, and then see if we are still making more lava than what we're using. Hopefully that would be the case. But anyway, I'm going to get on this real quick. I'll probably end up just pulling one of the ember lines, the fluid pipes from over here to over there. I think we'll leave this here. I'll try it anyway. So let me get on that. We'll be right back. All right, guys. So I've been doing some mining under the base that you guys haven't been seeing. Not a whole lot, but I did want to start adding in, like, I guess a basement underneath these things, and when we need to run wires and stuff. So before I started recording today, I removed some blocks underneath these 3 rooms this way. I guess that's our east side. Yeah, where the staircase comes down. And then I also removed a little bit of blocks underneath the middle one. But yeah, I just had to remove the ones underneath this to connect it. And yeah, we can have some open space down here. It makes it nicer for getting around, running wires, whatever we need to do. So yeah, that's now available. I did end up breaking our Twilight Forest portal. But yeah, I placed some blocks under here so I know not to remove them. But yeah, eventually I would like to have this all at the same level. And since our middle room here has like its own little depression on the inside the base here, we have to make this lower. So I'll probably have to go through and remove 6 blocks underneath the floor instead of just the 3 like I have. But anyway, over here we have our water supply. I put on a fluid extractor, and I had to use almost a full stack of these Ember fluid pipes to move the fluid all the way over here, and that's connecting to the bottom of all 6 of our dynamos. Now I haven't swapped out the augments into all of those, and I haven't turned this on yet, so I was gonna wait till we do this together. But yeah, that's just what I've done now, is I cleared out the blocks underneath the floor here, made all that pipe, and ran the pipe. Okay, so this also needs a lever in order to work, and I think I have extra... What am I doing with my mouse right now? I think I have extra ones in my pouch. There it is. And we can just do that. So that should be pulling water out and putting it into the dynamos over there and filling up that pipe full of water. And then this thing kicks back on, trying to fill up the drum with more water. Yeah, it's gonna be doing its thing. Eventually, this whole pipe will fill up. Another thing, I guess, is I can run that pipe over to the bottom of this drum, or get rid of this drum completely, which has been filling up our garden cloche and our wooden barrel here, so I can make clay a little bit easier. So yeah, this should be full of water now, making power. Yeah, looks like we're doing good. So the next step is to start removing the augments. Unable to install, it's not what I want to do. Start removing the augments from all of these and see how we're doing as far as power goes and how we are doing as far as lava production goes. So yeah, all of these are now filling up with water, which is great. They're all making 180 RF per tick, except for this one, which is making 134. Why? Oh, well, actually, I'm not sure. Why is that not making as much power as the other ones? Oh, this power line is completely full. Okay, so here's the deal. When I was using the magma crucibles and stuff, wherever I put those, I still don't know my rooms yet. When I was melting down redstone and then putting it onto the snowballs, these machines over here are running low on power, and it doesn't look like they are gaining power still. I must have that not connected. But anyway, what I ended up doing was turning this flux plug off so it stopped sending power to try and fill up the rest of our power system over here. Now, why that is not gaining power, I don't know. Looks like this is full of power. This, oh, facing side output. Ah, you know what? We never fixed that. Okay. You know what? We could probably... Yeah, I gotta do something with the power here. I think we're gonna get rid of that thing completely. I'm not really a big fan of the immersive engineering power storage things. So we need some more of these leadstone flux ducts. There we go. Yeah, I was wondering why those weren't trickle charging while I was doing stuff. And using the power, because I would have expected they would have been getting power from everything else. How do we get down there? Guess we can just break out right here and get down underneath. Okay, so this guy is set up wrong. Let's get rid of it. And if we just replace that with the normal leadstone flux duct, that should send power. I think. Maybe. We gaining power over here? Yeah, it looks like all that stuff has power now. Okay, so that's good. I think that's what we needed to do. Yeah, this one should have been getting power directly off that kinetic dynamo behind it from that windmill. Didn't look like it was changing power. I'm not sure what that was about, but yeah, these now have power, which is what we want. Okay, so let's go ahead and say ignore limit true, which should suck all the power out of the system. Yeah, we are definitely pulling more power than what we are generating at this point in time. Let's take a look over here. These things should be going pretty much full blast now, I think. 180. They're ramping up, yeah. As the power inside these things goes up, it starts producing less power. It's one of the little quirks of these things. So yeah, all of these are almost making 180 RF per tick. Yeah, that line definitely is still going down. Okay, so now we can conduct our test. So we have 184 buckets of lava. I'm going to give this a little bit of time and see if we are still keeping up or if we need to up our lava production right now. Hopefully we're keeping up. It looks like it's staying at about 184 buckets, but over time that could be draining. We just dropped down to 183. Ooh, we might need to have more lava production. We might need to. Yep, okay. Well, we know where our uranium is. These are pretty easy to make. I'm going to try and continue to beef up our lava production, and we'll be back, guys. So here we are. I've added in a bunch more. I've added in a bunch more of our crucibles here. We now have a total of 12 of these things going, all with the uranium blocks underneath it. So we're making a lot of lava, or we should be. So all the lava is being pulled out through the center extraction pipe here with the lever on top and going down below. They all connect underneath and then come over to the side here of this drum. So yeah, now we are definitely gaining more lava than what we're using. We are making a decent amount of power using the water and the lava with the Isentropic Reservoir. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, the next step is to make more power so we can fully power our quarry. We're still not there yet. So we have to make the next upgrade kit. So in order to make the reinforced one, we need electrum around a silver gear plus hardened glass. And we don't have ourselves an induction smelter, which is required to make hardened glass. So that's the next machine that we're going to make. I'm pretty sure there is a quest for that. We had a lot of these quests for thermal expansion that we haven't done yet, or we haven't claimed. So yeah, induction right here, induction smelter basic. So let's go ahead and make that guy. So the induction smelter is a couple of Invar, machine frame, bucket, copper gears, redstone, reception coil. There we go. So we now have one of those guys. Now in order to make the hardened glass, we do need lead and pulverized obsidian. So we have plenty of lead here, and I took what's left of our obsidian and I put it through our pulverizer. I do think you get 4 pieces per, and I put in 12, so we should have like 48 obsidian. Yeah, 48 here. Okay, so let's set this guy down somewhere so it can get some power. We're really gonna have to figure out this situation here pretty soon, where all these machines are gonna go permanently. So we'll put that there. Lead is not wanting to go in because this button was pressed. We gotta unpress that button. Yeah, now we are making the hardened glass. So we need 2 of these per one of these reinforced upgrade kits. Yeah, we're gonna have to get 12 of this stuff. So while that's going, I'll just let that cook up. Well, should I let it go as far as it needs to go? I feel like we should only have the specific amount in there that we need, right? So that'll be 10. I need to take out 2 more? Wait, hold on. Is it using 4 per recipe? Oh, it is using 4 per recipe. Okay, so that's 8. Okay, so we need 4 more pieces in there. There we go. Okay, so that will do the thing. Yeah, I forgot that we were using... I thought it was like 1-to-1, and I was just going to take out enough of that so I just make the hardened glass that we needed. I don't want to have like way too much hardened glass until we get that upgraded, and all of these resources don't matter. We don't have a way right now to make obsidian, although we can set up an automation for that with our extra lava. But anyway, now that we have that done, we should be able to make 6 of these reinforced kits, and then we can probably use this fuel catalyzer to increase the efficiency a little bit more with our dynamos. A grove sprite is in my base that is blighted. Anyway, So let's put in one of these things here. We'll upgrade this guy. So this one is now making 240 RF per tick as opposed to 180. So that's a 60 RF per tick upgrade right there. That's pretty awesome. Let's put this guy in. Let's upgrade all of these and let's just double check our power requirements here. I guess I can right click on these. There we go. Okay, so all of these are doing 240. They have the fuel efficiency and the lava specialization in here. We're giving them water coolant. So we should be making a pretty decent amount of RF per tick. And then the other thing is we got to keep an eye on this drum to make sure we are still gaining lava and not using it all. So we're at 297 buckets. All right, so we'll remember that for later. It's daytime, so let's go once again check our quarry. We'll know for sure if we're making enough power if the quarry is gaining power over there. If it's not, we still need to keep going here. I saw a growth sprite right in front of the door here, and I guess the growth sprite bone meals. I'm not sure. Yeah, there was another blighted one over there. Those guys. Okay, so I need to get my hang glider so we can get moving here a little bit faster. Yeah, so I think we're going to be mining resources pretty quickly at this point, which is going to be great. We got to figure out a better storage method. For the earlier game, was that column of dirt always there? I'm not sure what the deal is with that. For the earlier game, when we weren't powering this thing enough, having this small storage crate here to hold the resources was pretty good. But now we're running out of space. Okay. So we have lots of lapis. We almost have a stack of diamonds, which is great. We have lots of iron that we've gotten. And then this ferro calcite ore, let's put that away. We just got ourselves a chest, which is cool. What is this? Halite rock salt? What is that even used for? For making zombie jerky? I guess that's just like another type of salt. Oh man, we got so many different resources that we gotta do stuff with. Ender dust. Okay, so let's start taking some of these ores out that we should have spots for in our dank knoll. All right, tin ore. We got one piece of obsidian. All right, so what's going on here? We are still gaining power, but it doesn't really look like it's doing anything in here. So it must just be mining through water or something at this point. This halite rock salt. I'm not sure if we're going to want to keep this or not. Again, the uses looks like that turns into some kind of jerky or as a replacement for salt. I honestly don't know if that's something that we need or something we should just void out. I feel like voiding it out is probably going to make the most sense. I don't know. That's a lot of inventory space for what that is. So we're getting this earth wax clump. I saw this earlier too, and that looks like that's some kind of a brown dye, but you can also burn it for various different things. I don't know if that turns... It looks like it turns into wax residue and we can get paraffin off of it. I don't know if that's something that we need. There's like so many things in Primal Core that I have no idea about. I am kind of curious though. Is that going to be turning the ocean? It looks like it is. That's going to be turning the ocean into dirt. Oh man, I didn't think it was going to do that. I thought it would have left all the water here, but I guess not. Okay, well, that's a thing. Interesting. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting it to turn the ocean into dirt. I was expecting it to leave the water there and all the stuff below it would turn into dirt. Oh well. Well, I guess that's what it's going to be doing. Yeah, because over here, like it turned this into dirt, right? But it didn't go all the way to the surface. I wonder what the difference is. I honestly don't know. Anyway, we are collecting all the resources. We need to figure out where we're going to start storing this thing. We're running out of space in our small storage crate, and we still are not making enough power to keep up with this. We should probably look at a way to get dimensional shards so we can infuse this machine so it costs less power to run. But overall, I think we're doing pretty good as far as our power generation goes. We're making what, around 1,000 something RF per tick? Yeah, I think that's going to be doing us very, very well going forward. That should be able to keep all of our machines powered and it should be able to suit our RF needs. For sure, it's keeping our quarry going. That's since we have like pretty much all the power that we're gonna need for the short term, we should start looking at getting Applied Energistics online. That's one of the things I've been waiting on so far for doing that, is getting some kind of a base power supply going. Things that is self-sustaining, is always going to be running. We don't have to worry about running out of power and losing access to our items. This seems like that is going to be the case here. So again, we had what, 297 buckets. Where are we at now? 302. So I say we are gaining lava, which is fantastic. Guys, I think we're going to wrap the episode up here for today. I know we've been messing around with power the last couple episodes. Hopefully next time we should be able to make some Applied Energistics stuff, get into a little bit of digital item storage, try and consolidating all of our items into one spot. It's going to make life so much easier, and then eventually we can use that for all of our automation needs, which is going to be great. But anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.